What up, gang? Carolina Jackpot time coming at ya. It is Tuesday afternoon. I hope everybody's doing good today. It's currently warm in the upstate of South Kakalaki, but it's raining like a sumbitch. So that's very crappy weather to have to work in. But hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. I'm on the way back to my warehouse to load up for tomorrow. And this section of Interstate 85 up between Greenville and Spartanburg is backed up every day at this time. Every damn day. We got 3 lanes on this side, 3 lanes on that side. But for some reason, they can't damn get it right. And it's backed up every freaking day. It's the shits. I hate it. But there's no other good way to get to where I'm going to. So, unfortunately, I got to deal with it. It'll clear up in a minute. Anyway, I wanted to get into a couple of things today. So, according to The Athletic, it's not been finalized yet, so nothing's really been announced, but apparently the University of North Carolina has offered their head football coaching job to the 72-year-old Bill Belichick, 24-year veteran coach from the NFL, 6-time Super Bowl winner with the New England Patriots. I mean, I don't quite know what to think about that. We've seen some college coaches, not so much recently, but maybe in that era, about 25 years ago or so. You saw Nick Saban do it. You saw Lou Holtz do it. You saw Steve Spurrier do it. Go coach in the NFL for like 1 year, maybe 2 years. Well, Lou Holtz was a little bit longer ago than that. That was a long time ago. And then they didn't have any success, so they come back. Pete Carroll had success in college and then went to the NFL and had some success, but besides that, you haven't seen a lot of guys transcend it from one to the other, back and forth. It's a totally different game, and even though right now college football seems to be kind of working on a model in terms of picking up players and retaining players, sort of like the NFL, where they're playing players, right? Paying players, not playing players. They're paying players, but it's still different, and it requires. A college coach has got to put in a ton of different kind of work than an NFL coach. Is Bill Belichick, at 72 years old, I know that he's got like a 25-year-old girlfriend or something. That's wild. More power to you, sir. But to put into work, with the recruiting, that's a lot. I've heard Shane Beamer talk about it. He talks about being and having lunch in South Florida with a guy they're trying to recruit, and then he has to jump on that jet and boom. Next thing you know, he's having dinner in Philadelphia or something with another recruit. So it's a very taxing job, no doubt, to deal with the recruiting, and then with the landscape of the NIL, and then having to re-recruit your roster every year, and the transfer portal, and all this other garbage. You think he wants to deal with that? Now, from what I understand, he's like trying to make sure that his son, what was it, Stephen Belichick, is going to be like the coach in waiting or something. He doesn't have any college experience either. Oh, by the way, Bill Belichick doesn't have any college coaching experience either. It also doesn't have that. And his son, he's been DC at Washington this year. Washington took a big drop off from what they were last year. Now, I think everybody thought that they would. It's not like that was surprising. They are going to make a bowl game. They're in the Sun Bowl, I think. But it just seems weird to me. I don't. I mean, the guy's 72 years old, and he tried to get an NFL job in the last offseason, but nobody would hire him. Obviously, he likes coaching, or he wouldn't be. I mean, he's 72. He's won 6 Super Bowls. And he has more money, I'm sure, than he'll ever know what to do with it. He don't need that job for the money. Obviously, he likes coaching. He likes running a team, I guess. So I don't know if this will go the way of the Herm Edwards experiment at Arizona State or not. I mean, Belichick he seemed to be grounded. I mean, he's really like a really stoic individual. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a picture of the guy smiling. But the success he had with the Patriots, I mean, he kind of did more with less, right? Because I mean, the Patriots, yeah, they had Tom Brady there, but they didn't always have the best roster. They didn't always have the NFL's best roster, but he did more with less as coach of the Patriots. So, I mean, there's potential there. It could work out. In the short term, in the long term, I don't think it's going to work out, and I don't think that they think it's a long-term solution either. So, we'll have to keep our eyes up and see how they do. He's not been announced as the coach yet. I just know that they said he has been offered the job, and the two strides are trying to work out a deal. I think that wine and cheese crowd at North Carolina has a lot to do with the decisions that are made in terms of hiring coaches, firing coaches. I mean, there should be. They're going to be the big money boosters, but I mean, I'm not sure the hell they know what good football looks like. And yeah, I know they beat us last year, right? I get that. Whatever. But largely, UNC's been a mediocre program, and they shouldn't be a mediocre program. North Carolina should be one of the teams that's competing for ACC championship every year. In my opinion, it's a large state. It's comparable in population-wise to Georgia. I mean, you've got a ton of high school talent there. I don't think they don't produce as much high school football talent as Georgia does, but they surely have plenty enough talent to go around for North Carolina to be able to recruit it and field like a top 15 team every year. So they have really underachieved over the years. Have made some kind of boneheaded coaching hires. The Mac Brown thing they did, I mean, it worked out for a while. I mean, for a couple of years, it seemed like a good idea, and then, no, maybe not so much. And this thing here, I just don't see it being really successful in the long run. I don't understand what's happened to, I don't know. It seems some of these teams just make these unconventional, weird hires that don't make sense, and to me, it's like it ties up a spot for a young up and comer to potentially land a job that they might be good at. I don't know with that one. We'll have to keep our eyes open and see what happens with it and stay abreast of that story. But in other news, Robby Ashford, excuse me, I don't know why my eyes itching. It's not allergy time. Robby Ashford, Gamecocks backup quarterback, has entered the NCAA transfer portal. He finds a landing spot. This will be his fourth school. And he started out at Oregon. He was there for 2 years. He was at Auburn for 2 years, and then he was at the Gamecocks for a year. He came in relief of Lenore Sellers in the LSU game. Did some good things. He started the Akron game, played the entire thing, and he looked really good. So, I mean, the best of luck to him. I know he wants to play. He wants his final season. He wants to just start. And speculation is that he may be headed to App State with Dowell Loggins, and I could definitely see that because he developed. He was not a polished passer by any means, But he looked a lot better at South Carolina throwing the football than what he did during his time at Auburn. Of course, he started the one season back in 2022. In 23, he was benched pretty much in favor of Peyton Thorne, who was terrible also. But he looked like he was developed somewhat at Carolina and came along. And so I'm sure Loggins had a lot to do with that. And he may want to follow the coach to Appalachian State. They had, and I can't remember the name of the quarterback that was there last year at App State, but he was supposed to be pretty good. And they just never really panned out this year. They finished with a losing record at 5-6. They didn't even bother to play 11 games. So Robby Ashford in the transfer portal. I'll keep you updated if I see any other Gamecocks who enter the portal. Right now, he's the biggest name so far who's entered the portal. Now, if that tells you anything, if he ends up being the biggest name that hits the thing, then that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. South Carolina, like I said, still expected to get some visitors in over the next week or so. And look, it's becoming a destination for players to want to come play. They want to come play with Lenore Sellers. They like Shane Beamer. They like what he's going on here. So I think South Carolina will be able to land another really good transfer portal class. If you had to ask me to guess on it right now, I'd say it probably will be comparable to last year. Now, I don't know that we land a Bronco Nagurski Award winner from this portal class, but I think we'll still be able to backfill some of these positions with some really good talent. Anyway, that's about all I got to say about that, guys. Gotta go get this truck loaded up. I will see you all later. Appreciate you. Peace. And I'm out of here. Go Gamecocks. Woo!